Aaron Burnett Out Front, weeknights at 7, only on CNN.
In Dagestan's capital last May, an inferno. Moments earlier, a female suicide bomber, known here as a Black Widow, detonated a bomb at a police checkpoint. Minutes later, another blast. The following day reveals the full horror. The Black Widow's brother, driving a car bomb, blew this fire truck apart. Callous timing, killing the emergency service workers just as they arrived to put out the flames. A brutal conflict spilling over from neighboring Chechnya, playing out as Tamerlan Tsarnaev visited his parents here last year. This is the same checkpoint. We can't stop here. Back then, the attack struck fear into the security services. And according to local journalists, for a while, police were too afraid to patrol. Rasul Kadayev, a terror defense lawyer, tells me Russian authorities are handling the female bombers all wrong.
It's not a criminal problem, it's a social problem.
It is a problem that's been around over a decade, involving wives of rebels killed by government forces.
When a woman's husband is dead, she has no rights. She can't have a lover or a boyfriend. She can't make any decisions. That's why, if she's religious, she becomes an easy target for suicide recruiters.
October 2002. 40 to 50 armed Chechen men and women took more than 800 hostages in one of Moscow's principal theaters. It was Russia's capital's deadliest modern-day terror attack, and the so-called Black Widows took a leading role, ready to die, detonating huge piles of explosives. By the time the three-day siege was over, more than 170 people, including all the attackers, were dead. More Chechen female suicide assassins followed. The Beslan school massacre in southern Russia in 2004. More than 300 people killed, about half of them children. Black Widows again, in charge of explosives. What had begun as a nationalist struggle in Chechnya as the Soviet Union broke apart in 1991 had morphed by the end of the millennium into a radical Islamist insurgency, outgunned by the powerful Russian military and increasingly turning to terror tactics. In 2010, 2 female suicide bombers attacked Moscow's subway. At least 40 people were killed. One of the attackers, 17-year-old Janet Abdulrahmanova, fit the Black Widow profile perfectly. Her husband, Umalat Magdamedov, a rebel leader, had been killed by security forces a few months earlier. Abdulrahmanova also represents a changing face of the Black Widows. She's from here in Dagestan, not neighboring Chechnya, like so many of the Black Widows before her. It signals a shift in the battlefront. The Russians were winning in Chechnya at the expense of Dagestan, says Kadyev.
Chechnya is a valley. Dagestan is mountains and forests. So there are more opportunities for terrorists to exist here. They have plenty of places to hide.
The so-called Black Widows are not holding back. This attack close to Dagestan's capital, killing 5 policemen in March last year. A war with women in it, unfolding around Tamerlan Tsarnaev and his mother. Nick Robertson, CNN, Makhachkala, Dagestan, Russia.